All right, Squadron, today I'm going to do a practical lesson figuring out what ads are driving the customers to our app and how we can actually track that in our system, right? So it's a bit of marketing, it's a bit of code. So let's jump in straight away. I've just recently merged these campaigns, so they're not giving up too much data for us, but you can see here, this ad in particular has had 11 website conversions according to Facebook. Basically, marketing 101 is we need to register a conversion event in the system and tell Facebook that it counts. So the first thing that we're going to do inside of our system is a screen. So the way we do this at the moment is we fire I've created like a component that does with view component analytics metapixel event. So we can jump to view analytics metapixel event here and this event component. So we have a should render event, which is always true if is defaults to true and if the event name is present. So we have an event name complete registration, right? So we have that. And then in here, what we're doing is we're just checking if we have FBQ, which is the Facebook pixel code, and then we're going to track that event name. And every time that page loads, we fire that. And that happens when the email verification stage. So once you've clicked sign up, it goes to verify your email and we count that as you've completed a registration, right? So then when we are working with our ad sets inside of Facebook or Meta, I should say, you can choose your conversion event here, which is complete registration. So that event gets fed to your pixel, and then that is what we're tracking. So when that happens, we're like, cool, that's it. That counts as a conversion. And then Facebook uses that information, or Meta uses that information to then go and find more people, because it's like these type of people are performing your event. So your event can live anywhere. The best type is when they actually put down their credit card and create a subscription. But because we have a free trial period at the moment, we're doing this. I'm going to say it's okay for now. So that's how we actually can figure out the conversion event, which is super important. So I do recommend you set that up, and you do need some sort of event so that Facebook knows. But then to go deeper, each ad, right? The way we're doing this with the ads is we have a special field or fields on our users. So this is where it gets a little bit more complicated, but way more powerful. We are tracking on the user, and we're storing in the data store assessor these parameters here, right? So what landing page they came from, what UTM campaign, UTM content, medium, and source, right? These are UTM parameters that is kind of used across a lot of marketing. Now, where you set these is inside of the ad. So if you click on this ad and edit it, and then you scroll down to the bottom, you can see this website URL. So every ad gets sent to a specific page. And in Clipflow, we have, so Clipflow landing and then agency. So is the one we're kind of rounding. And let's say we go to client stress. So the landing page would be that. And we're storing that inside of a local session on the browser. And when they click sign up, I believe it's going to pass through. You can see here we're passing through the landing page query param through the sign up page, right? And then the sign up page just simply passes that up into the controller and we store it against the user. Before we even go into that, I'm going to show you how we build the URL. So we got our URL, and then what you can see, we're setting the campaign source as campaign name, the placement. So we want to know, where did Facebook put this? Like, was it in Instagram, in Facebook main column? Where was that? What's the ad set name? So video tests or agency top performers. And then what was this specific ad? So it's very important to name your ads so you actually know what's converting. Now, when those get passed through, when you click on a Facebook thing, I can do it if I hit preview URL, they kind of fill in. You can see UTM source, UTM medium, UTM campaign, UTM content. And then when they click that, we pass it through to our sign up page. Okay. Now, when you hit sign up, we store that against the user. Now, that is all stored here. Now, why do we do this? Why do we actually do this? The reason is so that we can work backwards. Because what we want to do is we want to find who are the best customers, what are the best leads, right? We all know there's customers that you just don't want to work with, the ones that are nickel and diming you. And then there's businesses that have real money and actually want to work with you and see value in your product. We want to reverse engineer that. So the only way you can do that is by collecting the real good data. We now store it in the database, and we can watch. And we also want to track things like, what actions do they take to become that kind of user? Are they inviting team members? How long does it take to get a project in? Like, what are the things they're doing inside the system? What do the top performers have in common? So what we do with this is, when we get attribution and we see, okay, this ad's driving a lot. Like, you could see straight away in our ads manager, for instance, with conversions, this guy here, for some reason, an upside down monkey, is getting a lot of conversions, right? One, are they quality conversions? So we need to track that. And then two, if they are, we should be making more of these style ads or these angles, because importantly in advertising, it's the angle that you're coming from. So realistically, like what Clipflow helps you do is create content at scale and reduces stress. It works really well with teams that do this across lots of clients. So then we hit that pain point. And if that pain point's working and it's converting, like you can see, it also has a really good cost per result. I mean, this one also has a great cost per result, but it's the same kind of angle, right? It's agency client stress. Yeah, I love these monkey ones. How many client projects would it take to be game over? Your team needs the right system. And that's getting a $16 conversion. Whereas this one is a $71 and this one's $183. So you don't really want to be doing this ad. We don't want to go and remake this ad because the messaging isn't hitting, right? So this is where you use attribution and stuff like that to work backwards, figure out who's bringing the most customers. It's also really good for our system because we can have real data of actual users coming in versus instead of Facebook just telling us we're getting signups, we actually store this and we then collect it ourselves. So that's really important as well. And the next step for us is going to be using the conversions API, which I will do a video in the future and show you how we do that to collect even stronger data. So we can really tell Facebook, like, this person signed up, they completed registration, and then 14 days later, now they've completed subscription. So give me more of them, please. Don't just give me the people that sign up and look around and then just move on with their life. We want people who turn into paying users, right? I just wanted to quickly show you, it's very simple to implement. You're collecting a query per RAM. You're then taking that query per RAM and storing it against the user for life so that you know where they came from. Now, if you don't do this, if you run other types of businesses and you don't have systems and it's very easy to do, it's another way you can do it manually. It's like calls, you can ask questions, you can do the manual stuff. I just find that a lot of people don't do this, right? They don't store this data and then like 6 months down the road, they can't work backwards. So we implemented this quite early on because we wanted to know where we're converting, especially from organic sources as well. Like we're tracking organic leads as well as paid ads. And we've implemented systems in Clipflow that makes it easier for us to do that because we make a lot of content. So we need to see what type of organic content is creating leads. Make more of that because you always want to be knowing what are the things that are converting or bringing in leads, then doubling down and improving that and getting better at that and making more of that so that you can just create a lead machine because we just want to have users constantly signing up and trying to get the best bang for our advertising dollar. So I thought I wanted to just quickly show you this. Is very practical and I think it's something that will really help your business if you're writing, especially if you're creating apps and you want to know where your users are coming from. I think you should do this really early on just so you can focus your marketing efforts and not waste time on things that don't actually bring you a return. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. If you do, if you don't, let me know. Put a like, chuck some comments down below. Check out the other stuff on Clipflow. We're actually doing a whole bunch of stuff showing people how to do marketing because, this is what Clipflow is for. It's like helping you scale your marketing. And if you're writing software, you definitely need to be doing this because there's no point in making features for people that never see your product. So until next time, catch you on the next one.